Hey guys, Mac here, and welcome to my 500th video Q&A. Now I'm going to try and make this intro quick because I want to get into the questions, but I previously made a video asking for quite a lot of questions, and I got quite a lot of questions, probably 50 or so questions, so I'm just going to rattle through those. But the gameplay in the background is R Factor, and it's a 2004 F1 mod around this circuit called the F1 Total Circuit, which is basically a mix of all the, quite a few F1 circuits into one. So I'm going to jump into the questions then. So the first question from Colnath Gaming, is it Calnath or Colnath? Not sure. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. But what got you into racing? What got me into racing? I think because I was an F1 fan already, I just decided to one day just buy F1 2011. That was the first racing game I got, and it was just like a curiosity thing. I just decided let's just buy it and try it. And at the time I didn't have a wheel, and I was on the keyboard, but I actually got pretty good with my keyboard. I was using the keyboard up until the start of F1 2013. So it was F1 2011, and I didn't join any leagues for F1 2011. But it was F1 2012, and I joined a few leagues. There was one called ARL. It's not Apex Racing League. It was called Arrow Racing League, and that was really good actually. I've still got videos up on the channel, old videos with that. And then I think I got into Nebula Racing League. That was season 1, I did a few races in, and then season 2, I basically did the full season. That basically sort of catapulted me into racing, and then I just got into Sims after that, R Factor, a set course of those things, and I just did more racing after that. The second question from Lobphil, I think, how did you get into F1 and when? I've already answered this already, but I got into F1 in 2004, that's when I started watching it. During the Schumacher era, there wasn't many overtakes in tracks, but it was fast cars, and I was probably 8 years old at the time. So I just started watching it because I was kind of excited by it. I didn't really think about it much, and my dad got me into it because he was just watching a race, and I just decided to sit down and watch it with him. So yeah, 2004, my dad got me. So the next question are questions from Zesty Oranges or Zach. Favourite Australian, favourite league, and favourite cheese. Favourite Australian would probably be Daniel Ricciardo. Favourite league would be Season 2 of Nebula, which was on F1 20... was it Season 2 or Season... I think it was Season 3 actually. Season 2 on Nebula, which was F1 2013, I believe. And favourite cheese is Gruyere, which is a cheese from Switzerland, I believe. The next question from Tom F1. If you could drive any F1 car, which would it be and why? So I'd probably say the answer to this question is the McLaren MP44. It was quite a hard choice actually, but I just thought because of the history of that car and how many races it won and who drove it. It was driven by Senna and Prost in 1988. It would just be absolutely awesome to drive. Just the history around it and the actual feel of just driving that car would be pretty damn awesome. So yeah, that's probably my choice for which F1 car I would drive. Next question is from Chasmer or Craig. On a scale of salt, how much salt do you contain when you become salty? Favourite YouTube video you've made and the best battle you've had in racing? So the answer to the first question is probably too much. Favourite YouTube video I've made is probably the highlights video I made at the end of 2014. I thought it was really well made, and the level of time that I put into it and how much time I spent downloading videos, it took so much time to edit, and the music was really thought out as well. So yeah, the 2014 highlights video just for the whole year, that was really good. The best battle I've had in racing, I've had quite a few over the past few years, but I'd probably say it wasn't even in a race, to be honest. It was just in practice, and it was with Sam M. or Sam Markham in Spa. We were driving the 2014 F1 cars around there just for practice, and we were just battling each other. It wasn't even for any points or anything, it was just a practice battle, and it was really fun, and probably the closest battle I've ever had, because we're so closely matched in terms of pace that it was just so fun. And yeah, that's probably the best battle I've ever had in racing. The next question from Many Cheddars: how are you performing so well in Nebula? So this question is actually referring to the R Factor F1 2015 Nebula League, which I'm not doing too well in. I'm 7th in the championship at the time, but I'm making so many mistakes in that league. You'll see in the videos that are coming out on the channel that I'm making so many mistakes. I'm just not getting up there. My pace isn't good either. I think I'm just inconsistent with the mod, but I'm getting more consistent, to be honest. I know this is a bit of a piss take question, but yeah, I get far too angry in races, and when I get angry I just don't race as well. It happens in real life as well. When I'm doing karting, when I get angry I don't race that well. So I think if I just have a calm race and not make any mistakes, I could probably be up there in terms of pace. Because I didn't actually do that badly in Imola, qualifying in third. So yeah, I can be up there if I practice and just stay calm. So next question from Oh That Dog of Mine: what's your best qualifying / race result in R Factor? So of all the races in R Factor, I don't think I've actually ever won an online R Factor race. Let me think. No, I don't think I have actually. I've finished second in quite a few. I've finished in third. I've finished on the podium quite a lot, but I've just not been lucky enough and probably not been quick enough to win a race. Best qualifying race result I'd probably say is in the FS2 league. We were doing a race around Brazil. I got pole in that by probably I think it was like 9 thousandths over my teammate, and I also set a lap record around there. So I got pole, and then I think I dropped down to second after the start, and then actually finished in second. So I never actually won that race despite starting in pole. So yeah, I finished second and qualified first for that race. The next question's from Viper Racing. There's quite a few here, so I'm just going to fire through them. Aside from racing games, do you play any other genres of games? I play strategy games sometimes and RPGs. I sometimes also play FPSs like COD and Battlefield. I haven't played Battlefield in ages actually. I haven't played COD in ages either. Mainly, yeah, strategy games. I've been into those since I was a little kid. A bit like Civilization, stuff like that. The main RPGs I play are Fallout, Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas. I'm going to be getting Fallout 4 as well, so those sort of games. I'm not really into any other sort of games, to be honest, other than racing games, FPSs, and RPGs, and strategy games as well. So yeah, not into many types of games, but I do play quite a lot of games. Have you ever played any Lego games? I've not actually. I've got Lego Jurassic Park, is it? Jurassic World? But I've not actually played it yet, but I will play it at some point. What was the first game you ever played? That was Stronghold, which came out in 2001. I played that probably in 2002, when I was really young, probably 6, 7 years old, and I played that for ages and ages and ages. Probably I've still got it on my Steam library actually, so I still sometimes play it, and it's just an absolute classic of a game. The graphics really aren't great, but they released a HD version of the game, which made the graphics a lot better. So yeah, that was the first game I ever played. Favorite race on R Factor? That is really tough. I think my favourite race would have to be the Bahrain race from the R Factor F1 2015 league, just because I span off the start. I think it was down to like 13th. I came back through the pack, was in about 7th, and I had the pace to be up there, but I was battling with this guy called Sesmir for quite a long time. It was a really good battle, really clean battle, and people's brakes started failing, and my brakes also started failing, but they didn't fail completely, and I came to finish third, which was really good at the time, and it was just an absolute mental end to the race, with everyone's brakes basically failing. If you could meet any YouTuber, who would it be and why? It doesn't have to be F1 related. I don't really want to meet any big YouTubers, to be honest. They just don't really appeal to me. If we played games together, I'm not really sure. It'd be pretty cool meeting Joe, otherwise known as Beaver and Chipmunk, but I'm meeting him in a few weeks for karting. What is your dream car? It is the Lamborghini Miura. It's an absolute peach of a car. I absolutely love it. It's a classic car. If you could go anywhere in the world, where would you go? I'm not sure if this means by holiday or something. I'd quite like to go to New Zealand. That's a place I really want to go to. Just because the scenery is really cool, and the people sound cool as well, and it's just because where Lord of the Rings was filmed, which is pretty awesome. Best moment in YouTube to the current date for yourself? It would probably be getting partnered with Social Blade. I think it was that sort of step up where we thought, I used to run the channel with another person, and basically I think it was at the time we just thought if we get this partnership we could sort of start taking YouTube seriously. I'm not sure why we thought that, because it was bugger all money basically. We were only getting a few pence at the time, and I think it was that sort of kick where we started to take YouTube more seriously. I started to take YouTube more seriously and started to upload really good quality videos. Next question is from LAS Velocita. I think that's how you pronounce it, so I pronounced it wrong. Best sim game, can you do iRacing videos if you own it? Best R Factor mod, and finally, what is your setup? Best sim game I'd probably say is R Factor, probably because of the number of mods at this point in time. if R Factor 2 had more mods, I'd say it would easily be better than R Factor 1, but just in terms of mods, R Factor 1 is the best at the moment, but R Factor 2 could easily be up there. Can you do iRacing videos if you own it? Yes, actually, I will be starting up iRacing again. I actually, at the time of recording, I did my first iRacing race again for probably a year. The last iRacing race I did was in 2014 in June, I think, so I'm going to be starting that up again. I'm not very good at the game, I'd have to say, and I need to practice a bit more at it, but yeah, I'm starting to get in it for some reason again. It's a bit strange, the timing of this question, now that I'm starting to get into iRacing just as we're recording this video. Best R Factor mod, I'd probably say is the 1989 mod by SRM modding group for R Factor. I don't know, I just really enjoy it, and it's really fun. I can't wait to get there in this career. And finally, what is your setup? Now I'm going to put a picture up on the screen just showing the general setup. I've got a G27 racing wheel by Logitech I've got the shifter on the right just because I prefer it on the right, because that's what old F1 cars used to have it. That's where they used to have the shifter. I've got 2 screens at the moment. I'm possibly going to move up to 3. I used to only have 1. I'm possibly going to move up to 3 depending if I move to uni with 3 monitors. If not, I'll still be on 2. I usually race on the left-hand monitor with the racing on the left-hand monitor. Inside my actual computer, I've got an i7 processor, a GTX 770 graphics card. I have no idea what my processor is at the time of this recording. My screens are, I think, 23 inches, if I'm correct. I'm really not sure on that. I couldn't really, I didn't build my own computer. I basically got someone to pick it for me. But I really like the case. It's got Wolverine on the outside, it's red on the outside, it's pretty cool. I've got a really cool mouse as well, and it sort of fits my hand quite well. I've also, most of the things I've actually got are Logitech. They're quite like Logitech. Nothing from Logitech has really failed on me yet. I've got a Blue Yeti microphone as well on the right hand side of the photo, but I've not used it yet. I need to set it up. It's just because it's so sensitive, I need to get the right sort of sound settings for it before I start using it. And the headset I use is a Razer Kraken headset. I got it a few months ago in Edinburgh, and yeah, it's a really good headset, really good microphone. I'm using that right now to record the commentary, and it's got really good sound quality as well, so I definitely recommend it. The next question from Initialization or Nick: how much salt do you think your body will produce due to games in comparison to the amount of cheese you'll consume? I think probably it'll produce more salt than my consumption of cheese, to be honest. The next question is from Artos or Fred: what is your favourite overtaking move ever? What's been the best moment in the Nebula League so far this season? How do I overtake Craig? It's probably between Alonso's move on Schumacher in the 2005 Japanese GP around the outside of 130R. That was pretty epic. Or Kimi's move on Fisichella at the end of the race. That same race. 2 pretty epic moves in the same race. What's been the best moment in the Nebula League so far this season? Everyone's brakes failing because it was hilarious. And how do I overtake Craig?
Big balls.
Next question from NF Gaming or Sam: favourite racing game of all time excluding R Factor? Probably F1 2013 just because of the amount of content and how fun it was. And I've already answered this question before from Krampus. Best R Factor mod is the, in my opinion, the SRM F1 1990 mod. Next question from Javier JJX: do you think Sebastian Vettel can come back in the championship to challenge Mercedes? The answer is no, because he doesn't have the best car, and I don't think he's good enough a driver to really come back and challenge them, to be honest. Next question from Richard F1: what's your favourite game you've ever played? That would be Sid Meier's Civilization 5, because I've put about 500 hours into it, and I'm probably going to put a whole lot more hours into it. Next few questions from Pictures, I think it's pronounced. Tits or ass? Tits. Man or woman? I'm straight. Senna or Prost? Senna. Lauda or Hunt? Lauda. Hamilton or Rosberg? Obviously Hamilton. It's not really a question, to be honest. Schumacher, Alonso, Schumacher. Ben or Arav? I think Arav, just because I think he puts more time into his editing. R Factor 2 or iRacing? R Factor 2. Favourite F1 year? 2012. Favourite driver? Lewis Hamilton, of course. Is it worth it if I subscribe to iRacing without buying any other track? Yes and no. If you just enjoy the street stock and the rookie sort of cars that you get free, then Probably not. But if you want to go up to higher sort of cars, then yeah, I'd say get it. This question from Nort: why is Nebula the best, and why does AR suck so much? Not so sure about the second question. Why is Nebula the best? Obviously because you own it, Nort. Why does AR suck so much? I guess it just does. Second last question from F1 Maestro 26. On a scale of 1 to 44, how blessed are you? I'd say 44 to the power of 44 over 44, I guess. And the very last question from Sam M, my teammate in quite a few leagues actually. What is it like to have a teammate who has won 4 races in a row? How do you plan to come back? Also, what's your opinion on Rosberg? I think you've won 4 races in a row because I've been unlucky, to be honest. I've had good pace, probably better pace than you at a lot of places. And I've had to come back through the field because I've been hit off or I've been screwed over in pit stops, like in Hungary. This is talking about FS2. A league on R Factor I do, and yeah, Sam's been doing pretty well. He's won 3 races in a row in one league and then won another race as well. So he's basically won 4 races in a row. And we're trying to win the constructors as well as the drivers' championship. So yeah, I've just been unlucky, to be honest. How do I plan to come back? Just practice some more and get some more luck. What's your opinion on Nico Rosberg? I guess he's a